Thank you. Alex, you had such a bright and shiny face. You stayed really close to the camera, and it was a joy to watch you this time. You seemed so much more comfortable. You were warm, you were professional. The ands, you must have gotten that because I didn't catch any ands as a transitional word. So nice job there. Also, eye contact. Pro tip to everyone, put your view on speaker view when someone gives a speech, and then they're just looking right at you, because that's the way I felt with Alex. So you nailed it with eye contact as far as I'm concerned. Also, intentional pauses. That would have been more comfortable, I think, for all of us, because you went from your background to symptoms to the results. And I think some intentional pauses would have let us know when you were shifting gears. So that one is still another one to work on, but great, valiant attempt. Let's see. Opening sentence, that hook, something to get your audience in there and have that pop. So that's one thing to work on. But in your first paragraph, you had some very nice foreshadowing of what was going to happen. Your speech was a speech with purpose. And I wasn't quite sure what your purpose was. And that's something for that first paragraph, those first few sentences. It could be that, these are the symptoms, or you can't trust the symptoms. And so the speech with purpose, especially, and actually with every speech, is you need a purpose. And so stick with that. 3-4 points within your speech are all to support that purpose all the way through. And you have, I love that you've shifted things up from your icebreaker, and you've learned a lot. Another thing to work on would be your conclusion. Write out that first paragraph, write out that last paragraph, that conclusion. The conclusion can have a summary of the points that you've made in some way. It can support your purpose. So it's like tying everything back up in a bow when you put your purpose there. I challenge you to maybe put in some gestures. You were warm and you were friendly right up there in the camera, but maybe I'd like to see a hand or two. Maybe a finger, a good one. And let's see, your presentation was warm, you were approachable, you had a nice balance of the heavy and the light, and that is much appreciated. And I loved going to the 100-acre wood with you. Thank you, Alex.